Welcome. I am Rueda Hussein and I will be a senior next year at Lincoln High School. Welcome to the third TUSD Restaurant La Franta World Refugee Day and Citizenship Celebration. Congratulations and welcome to our newest US citizens and their children who are about to take their citizenship off today. Our mother just earned her citizenship, and our siblings who are under 18 become citizens too.
My name is Mohammed Hussein. I will be senior next year at Lincoln High School.
We are also refugees, just like many of you. We were asked to share a little of our family journey here to the US.
Wait, do you remember when we were separated from our band and our youngest brother?
Yes, I was told when you were 13, and you were 13 years old. That means we were separated for 5 years. Did Mom know where we were?
No, but she kept searching for us. She wasn't even sure if we were alive. She eventually found out we were in a refugee camp in Kenya.
So, Mom came to US first with Abdurrahman alone. Once she located us in the refugee camp, she worked so hard to make the request for the rest of us to come to America as refugees too.
We know from our own family experiences and of the sacrifices our parents have to make to come to the United States. Thank you to the agency for bringing us here.
Let's all take advantage of our educational opportunities we have here in America.
Let's get started today's program.
The welcome will be provided by Mr. Charles Shipman, the Arizona State Refugee Coordinator.
Good morning. It's my privilege and honor to welcome you, including our distinguished guests and speakers and honorees. And I want to thank TUSD and Catalina High School for hosting us this year, and a special thanks to the Planning Committee and RISPNet for organizing this. World Refugee Day is a time when we focus on the incredible achievements of refugees who have become our neighbors and friends, our co-workers and countrymen. And it's also a day when we consider the causes of their forced migration, the millions who have been persecuted and displaced without safety and protection, and the need for a world response to the refugees' plight. In thinking about my welcome today, I looked through several articles that I had written over the years about refugees, and I came upon one that I wrote in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, when there was some public debate about how to reference those who were fleeing the devastation. Initially, the media called evacuees refugees, which was then modified to national refugees. Some people were offended by the use of the term refugee when it was used for the evacuees from the devastated region, and one such evacuee was quoted in the Washington Post protesting the term, saying that her image of refugees was people in a third world country, the babies in Africa with all the flies starving to death. She went on to say, "That's not me. I'm a law-abiding citizen who's working every day and paying taxes." Back then, after the dust of semantics settled, I thought it warranted some attempt to clarify what it means to be a refugee. And today is a good day to affirm that again. Refugees are people who have fled persecution. They are from urban and rural backgrounds. They're doctors, lawyers, farmers, tradespeople and artists, educators, clergy and religious leaders, and athletes and Olympians. In their homelands, many were leaders and people of prominence. Others were ostracized and lived on the fringes of society. Many have suffered the devastating effects of famine, natural disaster, torture, and genocide. What distinguishes refugees is that they've been forcibly uprooted from their homelands and have endured the worst kinds of inhumanity and injustice, including the loss of loved ones, homes, and homelands. Even worse, refugees can't avail themselves of the protection of their countries. There are an estimated 16 million refugees in the world today, and 80% of them are women and children. The sad fact is that most refugees are never able to safely return to their homelands, and optimism for their repatriation fades amidst sprawling refugee camps. Of the estimated 16 million refugees in the world today, less than 1% will ever have the opportunity to find a safe haven like the United States where they can rebuild their lives. Refugees are courageous and daring people. Incredibly, they belie their horrific experiences and the trauma to learn a new language, adapt to new cultures, get jobs, pay taxes, and become United States citizens. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina evacuees rightly objected to being called refugees. They weren't. They were internally displaced people, and they deserve the support and protection of their country and fellow Americans. The word refugee, however, should never be a shameless term. It represents people of tremendous character and fortitude who are not only positively impacting our country today, but have done so throughout our nation's history. In the context of our nation's formative years, there was an appreciation for what America's birth signified to the world. In 1788, George Washington, our first president, remarked, "I had always hoped that this land might become a safe and agreeable asylum to the virtuous and persecuted part of mankind, to whatever nation they might belong." Today's celebration is set against a backdrop of tragic circumstances that could easily veil refugees' incredible journeys out of danger and their determination to overcome the seemingly insurmountable. Today, however, is dedicated to honoring these incredible accomplishments and celebrating refugees' courage, their rich cultural backgrounds, their hard work and contributions, and their hard-won freedom. Today, we are reminded and celebrate that refugees have made good on President Washington's hope. Thank you. I'm glad to be with you today, and I hope that you'll enjoy today's celebration.
Thank you, Mr. Shipman. Next, we will have opening from remarks from TUSD Superintendent, Dr. H.T. Sanchez.
On behalf of the district, I'd like to welcome everybody who's in attendance today. I shared some of this at this event last year, but I really wanted to tie in the services that we as a district provide our refugee community in Tucson. We all come from different backgrounds. If we dig back far enough, very few of us were originally here. And I have a cousin who spent time really digging into where we come from. And so on one side of my family, I have a great-grandfather whose name is Martin Bellman from Columbus, Ohio. And on the other side of my family, I have a great-grandfather that fought with Pancho Villa in the Revolution. And so we have these very strange juxtapositions in our background. My father came to the United States as a very young boy, and he was around 12 years old when he came to the U.S. from northern Mexico. And at that time, before bilingual education, before any type of refugee services, the kinds of things that we offer here, the kinds of support that we offer at this school for over 50 languages in the district, he was a 5th grade age, and they put him in kindergarten because he didn't speak English. And so he didn't finish high school. He didn't finish the 5th grade. He went to work on a ranch as a cowboy because that was his opportunity for somebody who came in and didn't speak the language. And he became a citizen after serving the country during the Vietnam era. He became a citizen in 1980. And so I have a picture that some of you will have of yourselves. I have a picture of my father on the day he became a U.S. citizen. And it's something that to this day he's very proud of. He's very proud of the fact that he's a U.S. citizen. And it's something that he instilled my brother and I, and he instills into my children and my brother's children, that in this nation, in this country, that there are people who have open arms and who will accept others. On this campus and in this school and in this district, we want to emulate the best of America, the America that doesn't build walls and fences with razor wire. We want to represent the America that builds bridges and that provides those open arms and provides that type of support and provides that type of community that still holds true the promise that the nation was founded upon. The promise that led an immigrant boy who was a 5th grade age, put in kindergarten, didn't finish school, became a citizen in 80, that led his son, one of them, to have a master's degree in physiology, my brother, and the other to have a doctorate and to serve as an educator. That doesn't happen in any other country in the world, but it does here. So children, students, soon-to-be citizens, take advantage of what's here. Take advantage of what this nation provides. There will always be those that are on the negative side of what makes this nation great, which is out of many we are one. People forgot that out of many and they focused on the we are one, but out of many we are one. We haven't lost sight of that. Not here. And so, on behalf of TUSD, myself, and even from my family's background, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Sanchez. World Refugee Day is June 20th. We are celebrating the World Refugee Day a few days out early. TUSD and TUSD has been welcoming communities for refugees. This is in part due to Dr. Sanchez and Mayor Rothschild. I would like to have Mayor, I don't know if I pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry, come to the stage and to read the World Refugee Day proclamation.
Well, thank you for having me here today, and thank you for being here. As Dr. Sanchez said, if we all go back far enough, all of us have at one time come from elsewhere to this country. Not all as refugees, but certainly all new to the country. On this day in Tucson, in our recognition of World Refugee Day, we celebrate the courage and the resilience that brought the newest members of our country here. And we celebrate that it is now your country. Today, we will thank all who have helped introduce you to our city, our cultures, our society, and honor those who also recognize the importance of this transition time. And most importantly, we will celebrate and congratulate our newest citizens today as they become citizens of our country. And in the tradition of the United States, we will welcome by saying, "You are Americans." And in the tradition of our city, we will say, as we have said for years, you are welcome here. With that, I have a proclamation I'd like to read to you from the City of Tucson, Office of the Mayor. Whereas every year on June 16, refugees are remembered and honored for their courage and spirit in overcoming some of the worst human rights atrocities. And Tucson is committed to honoring the strength of the human spirit by welcoming refugees from around the world who become members of this community and bring with them their cultural talents and skills, making Tucson a model for other communities to follow. And whereas Tucson, as a member of the global community, has proudly resettled and served more than 13,000 refugees from nearly 50 different countries. And whereas Tucson applauds the courage of refugees and the devoted efforts of local public and private agencies, employers, volunteers, and friends who partner to overcome cultural, language, and economic barriers to restore hope, dignity, and freedom. And whereas Tucson recognizes that freedom and humanity are cause for celebration and a reminder of the values that keep this city, country, and the world community a place where all people have a chance to thrive. Now, therefore, I, Jonathan Rothschild, Mayor of the City of Tucson, do hereby proclaim June 16, 2015 to be World Refugee Day in this community and encourage all of our citizens to acknowledge the courage shown by our refugee community and welcome them as fellow Tucsonans, wherever I put my hand and seal this 16th day of June 2015. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Rothschild. TUSD enrolled over 200 newly arrived refugees this school year. When you look at the number of refugees who have been in the country less than 3 years, TUSD has more than over 500. When I look around, I would say the district has 800 to 1,000 refugees. When you consider the refugees students who have been more than 3 years.
As part of rich and diverse culture, the refugee bring, we are pleased to have performance by Nilam Suba, Bhutanese refugee and income ninth grader to Carolina. She will be dancing to Jata Maya out to Ramalio. Or it is joyful and delight to be loved. Please enjoy the performance.
Thank you, Numela. We have changed in the program. Please welcome Georgia Eddy to present volunteer awards.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Georgia Eddy with the State Refugee Resettlement Program, and I'm also proud to be the chair of RISNet, which is the Refugee Integrated Service Provider Network. Before we get started with the volunteer awards, I'd like to take just a moment to recognize our refugee resettlement directors of the agencies here in Tucson. I would like to first honor Ferdinand Lusso, who is with Catholic Community Services of Southern Arizona. Ferdinand, would you please stand up and be recognized? I'd also like to recognize the program director for Refugee Focus here in Tucson, Nicole Trudeau. Nicole, if you're with us this morning, if you could please stand up. And last but not least, I'd like to honor the executive director of IRC Tucson, Jeffrey Cornish, who has also recently stepped down from our RISNet steering committee. So Jeffrey, please stand up. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize our RISNet steering committee members. We don't actually have time to introduce you all individually, but will the RISNet steering committee members please stand up and also be recognized? And now, before we begin our volunteer awards, I'd like to call up my colleague from the steering committee, Mehari Habibi, who is with IRC Tucson. I have to tell you, it was a daunting task to try and come up with only 4 award winners for the Outstanding Community Volunteer Awards for individuals who work with refugees here in Tucson. Our committee really had to take a look at all of the many nominations, and it was a really hard challenge to narrow it to only 4. But 4 are here today to be honored, and I'd like to start out by talking about our first volunteer award winner. Sister Alette Latory McCracken is affectionately known as Sister Alette, is a retired nun with the Sacred Heart Congregation. She started volunteering with the Migration and Refugee Services of Catholic Community Services in 2008. Sister Alette volunteers 2 days a week, 16 hours a week, as a financial assistant and immigration specialist. Her organizational skills help the program to streamline claims for the payment request process. She provides immigration services that include adjustment and naturalization services for refugees at CCS. Sister prepares lawful permanent residency and citizenship applications for refugees, and she also is a representative for CCS, at the USCIS quarterly meetings here in Tucson. She is very well organized and a dedicated volunteer that always runs the extra mile to meet the needs of the program and its clients. Since Sister began volunteering with the program, she's never even missed 1 day of work. She always reports to work on time and even comes to work on weekends to finish her job. When some of the Catholic Community Services employees found out that Sister Alette was not actually an employee, they couldn't believe it. They all said, "She is such an inspiration." Sister Alette is an ordinary person who's doing extraordinary things for the agency, the community, and refugees. She looks at her volunteer work as her ministry. Sister Alette was nominated for the CCS Volunteer of the Year, representing the refugee program, in both 2010 and 2013. Sister, you are an inspiration to all of us. The Tucson community is truly blessed to have you with us. Please step up and please accept your award.
Good morning, and it's an honor for me to present these awards. First of all, John O'Hanlon John O'Hanlon has a PhD in physics from Simon Fraser University and is a former faculty member of the U of A. He served as the director of the Center for Microcontamination. In 2012, John began as a volunteer math tutor of Karenni Burmese refugees from camps in Thailand, teen students at the Singla Middle School. He was screened as a volunteer by the school and through the Tucson Refugee Ministry. As an extension of the Karenni Connection Refugee Ministry, John's work expanded as he became a science fair advisor to several students. One of the students became a regional science fair winner. Since 2012, John has shared the leadership of a year-round, weekly Saturday mornings math club for 10 to 12 middle school and high school refugee students. Along the way, he became a friend and mentor to the Vietnamese and high school refugee students. Along the way, he became a friend and mentor to a Vietnamese refugee student, included him in Saturday Math Club and other activities. As these students advanced into Amphi High School, John continued to support them as a tutor, advocate, and staff contact. His analytical mind recognized and clearly identified a number of learning difficulties encountered by the refugee students that were not being addressed effectively by the public school system, even after the refugees were considered capable English speakers. He worked with a linguist to understand the issues and a school psychologist to understand the current education system capabilities. This led him to interface with the Arizona State Refugee Resettlement Program and obtain current and pertinent statistical information about refugees in the state and city of Tucson. Out of this analysis, he produced substantial research papers addressing a range of essentially language communication issues that are preventing refugees from learning at the normal pace. John, partnering with the Amphi High School psychologist, presented these findings to the high school principal. The principal supported the work and suggested that John collaborate with Refugee Focus and designated Amphi High staff. 2 well-attended seminars were organized, enabling John to present his information to teachers and department leaders from many schools, as well as the others that were involved in teaching refugees. Refugee Focus reports that they have received positive feedback from several educators who have successfully implemented some of the suggested strategies. John would say that he is only one person working with other volunteers. While John is a team player, he has taken the lead in so many key areas. He has driven untold miles and attended athletic games, parent-teacher events, and collaborated with a wide range of community and school leaders to help enable these children to develop in their full potential. Mr. Hanlon, please step up and be recognized as an outstanding community volunteer. The next volunteer that I would like to recognize is Dr. Faiza Halilian. Faiza Halilian started volunteering 5 years ago at Eskashita Refugee Network. She is a warm and friendly person with a strong will to succeed in whatever she attempts to do. As her English skills improved, Faiza started to demonstrate her cooking abilities at the Eskashita food workshops. She also attended citrus harvests, where she was fearless in climbing up trees or huge branches to obtain that one orange or lemon. She's the epitome of the Eskashita slogan, no fruit left behind. Faiza is one of the cornerstones for expanding Tucson's knowledge of specialty fruits through cross-cultural workshops. Together with community members, as she teaches how to process preserved jams, date honey, fermented date vinegar, and dried dates from local palm trees, she has helped revolutionize our community's use and knowledge of Seville oranges, often incorrectly referred as inedibles. They're delicious. Faiza has also been active at various festivals, including Tucson Meet Yourself, where she prepares, cooks, and serves her specialty dishes in front of a live audience, giving Tucsonans a chance to learn and taste foods from places around the world. Faiza continues to give of herself unselfishly. She's the liaison between Ishkashita and the many Iraqi refugee families now living in Tucson. She delivers fresh fruits and vegetables to the Arabic-speaking parishioners at the North Ministry Church led by George Bitar. Faiza Halilian is a phenomenal person and volunteer with great courage and determination. She is now fluent in English and has found her niche as an incredible volunteer with Ishkashita Refugee Network. New refugee volunteers are inspired by Faiza and follow in her footsteps, sharing their culinary traditions to decrease food waste. She's giving back and helping us build a strong, diverse community of Tucson and her new home. I would like to welcome Faiza up here.
Last but not least, we want to recognize Purna Bhuttaki. Purna was born and raised in Bhutan, a small country sandwiched between China and India. He graduated from Shirtuti College in Bhutan with a Bachelor of Business Studies in 1991. The government of Bhutan evicted his family from the country along with all other southern Bhutanese, and he arrived in a refugee camp in May of 1992. Upon his arrival, he was one of the volunteers who initiated the education program in the camps implemented by UNHCR, Caritas Nepal. He assisted in setting up schools and volunteered as a teacher for 1 year. He then transferred to the sub-office of Caritas Nepal as Assistant Finance Officer and Procurement and Program Officer, where he served for 16 years. He and his family arrived in the United States in March of 2009. 17 days upon his arrival, he started to serve the Bhutanese community as the Vice President of the Bhutanese Community of Arizona in Phoenix. He moved to Tucson in 2010, where he was hired as a housing coordinator for CCS Tucson. At CCS, Purna and I actually shared an office together. I watched him become the housing assistant and then get promoted to case manager while here at CCS in Tucson. Purna right away was elected president of the Bhutanese Mutual Assistance Association of Tucson, BMAT, and served in that capacity for 4 years as their president. He is well known among the service providers and the refugee community. I know that Purna, while working a 40-hour work week for refugee resettlement, also worked a part-time job for La Frontera and probably worked another 40 hours a week for the Bhutanese community. He was instrumental and sought advice from us at the State Refugee Program when BMAT wanted to become independent and set up their own mutual assistance association. And we also helped him with his information to set up a 501c3 nonprofit. He coordinated the collaboration between Horizons for Refugee Families, another MAA in Tucson, helping to co-write a grant for the two nonprofits. Currently, Horizons for Refugee Families has a job developer from the Bhutanese community who works with older refugees to find them work. This is all the result of the work of Purna and BMAT along with HRF. He came to the U.S. with his wife and 3 children. He has 2 daughters who are now married, and he has 2 wonderful granddaughters. His son received a full scholarship to the University of Arizona, where he is studying mechanical engineering. Currently, Purna is living in Phoenix, where he was promoted by his employer, Refugee Focus, to finance specialist, which is his area of expertise, his training, and education. Yet he still manages to drive back and forth to Tucson to help BMAT as they struggle to grow and move their community forward. Purna, please come and receive your award for Outstanding Community Volunteer. Now, everyone, please rise and salute these 4 outstanding community volunteers.
Congratulations to all volunteers award winners. Our next speaker is Bishop Kakasa from Arkansas campuses of Tucson who will be given the keynote introduction.
Thank you very much. First of all, Sister Alette and Mr. O'Hanlon, and Baeza, Hillian, and Perna Wuzaki. We're so grateful for your generosity in giving of your time and talent to serve our refugee community. You represent what is best about Tucson. People who care about others, who take an interest in others, and who are willing to serve others. And so once again, we applaud you and thank you for your volunteer service. I think you can see this morning, as you heard the words of Mr. Shipman and Dr. Sanchez and Mayor Rothschild, that all of us are greatly proud of our refugee community here in Tucson. And today especially proud because some of our refugee community will become full citizens of the United States and will bring new gifts and new talents and a great generosity to our community. And so we applaud all those who today will become full citizens of the United States. And we look forward to all that you will do to help improve and enhance our community. Yes, let's order my friends. Some years ago, I was privileged to visit the Bhutanese community in Nepal in the refugee camp. Verna, you probably remember that. And it was a very powerful experience to see the courage of people who had to leave their homeland to live in a camp, hoping to go home. But that hasn't been possible for most of the refugees from Bhutan. And similarly to all refugees around the world who have had to flee violence and discord for the safety of their lives. You know, our Holy Father, Pope Francis, this Thursday is going to issue a new encyclical on the care of the environment and human dignity, reminding us that the world, our garden, is not the property of any one person or any one country, but we all have a responsibility to make this garden flourish, the garden of the earth, a place where everyone will have enough food, where everyone will live in security, where everyone will feel they belong. It's my great joy this morning to introduce a friend. You know, our community is diverse, not only culturally, not only ethnically, not only racially, but also religiously. And it has been a great privilege in our community to work side by side with our members of our Jewish community, our Muslim community, our Christian community, all working together to try to make this place, Tucson, our home, a place for all. And so it's my great honor and privilege this morning to introduce a new member of our community, Imam Khalid Al-Sari, who is at the Islamic Center of Tucson. We had the privilege of meeting not too long ago, and how pleased we are that we now have an imam in our community, actually 2 imams. And we're so grateful for the opportunity to work together side by side with our Muslim brothers and sisters, our Jewish brothers and sisters, our Christian brothers and sisters. So please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker this morning, Mr. Khalid Al-Sari.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate, all praise is due to God. And I'd like to thank our brothers and sisters for inviting me for this amazing celebration. I am proud of attending this celebration. And actually, this is what Allah said in the Quran. Allah says, in the Quran. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم. O people, we created you and made you peoples and tribes so that you may know each other. And Allah said in the last of this verse, the most righteous person in the sight of God is a person who helps others. So this celebration is application of what Allah wants from us, the purpose of creating people to help each other, to know each other. And Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, said, the most beloved person in the sight of God, he didn't say who pray a lot or recite Quran a lot, but he said the most beloved person in the sight of God, a person who is helpful for others. أحب الناس إلى الله أنفعهم للناس. So I don't want to take a lot of time, but just I'd like to advise my brothers and sisters, my refugees, that they attend here and they found a peaceful place. So for Muslims and Christians, we need to show, and Jewish and different religious people, we should to show the purpose of our religion. The purpose of all religions, you should be a peaceful person. And for Islam, the word Islam is derived from the Arabic root, it's called silm. In Arabic, it's called silm. English means peace. So a Muslim should be a peaceful person. So the question is, how to be a good citizen? I have 10 points. I will mention these points quickly and I will not mention explanation. Just if you wanted to be a good citizen, you should be volunteer and you should help others. So volunteer to be active in your community. Number 2, be honest and trustworthy. Number 3, follow rules and laws. Islam taught us to respect the laws of land. Number 4, respect the rights of others. Number 5, be informed about the world around you. Number 6, respect the property of others. Number 7, be compassionate and have mercy upon people. Number 8, take responsibility for your actions. Number 9, be a good neighbor. Number 10, protect the environment. These are 10 points by which we can be a good citizen. Finally, I'd like to thank everybody. Thank you for this kind invitation. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace be upon you.
Thank you, Imam Al-Zahari, for the keyword address. Now I think it is time for another performance. We have Lincoln students and refugees from the Democratic Republic of Congress, Joaquim Kikuno, Christian Bahagi, and Alganze Samal Bahagi, and a Carolina student and refugee from Burundi, Bissau, Bizimana, performing a traditional dance from Congo called Original.
Let's have another round of applause for Jibu Youth Group.
Ms. Bailey Jones from TUSD, please come to the stage.
Thank you very much for coming. Ooh, that was loud. Let's give a round of applause to Mohammed and Rueda Hussein, our two MCs for today. So you have, in your possession, you should have a ticket. We are going to give our door prizes out. So please take a look at your ticket. If we can raise the lights a little bit so everyone can see their tickets, that'd be wonderful. So, Mr. Desiree, will you come up here, please? I'm going to have him pick 3 tickets. Take a look at your ticket. I'm looking for number 110722. 110722. Anybody? Oh, we have a winner. So this gentleman will get some free car wash passes for Mr. Car Wash. Movie passes, and some kind of syrup. It's a Rocky date syrup from Ishkashita. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, our second person, if you're here, it's 110652. 110652. Yes? If it's you, then come down here. Okay, I think we have it.
George, are they the same? All of them are the same?
Basically, the gift cards and reserve and
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm not sure if that person's coming. So I'll call another number. 110716. 110716. Going once. Going twice. One 727. 110727. I wonder if it were their kids. We had some students from Catalina. They came. I wonder if it was theirs. Oh, we have somebody. Yay! Thank you very much. And this is you're welcome. Okay, and we have one. One more. 110608. 110608. 608. Okay, someone's moving. Oh, yes, wonderful. No, I'm not sure. Yes, we have a winner. All right, thank you very much. The door prizes were part of RISNet, and they solicited from Mr. Car Wash, Ishkashita, and some of the local establishments for the gift cards. So we thank you very much. At this time, we're going to have a brief intermission so we can set the stage up for our citizenship ceremony. So we'll take about a 5-minute break. Please turn your attention to the screen for a short video called Faces of America.
concert band is a volunteer band that it plays or performs all over Southern Arizona, led by conductor Laura Lee Conrad. Please stand and join us as they perform the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. My name is Cynthia Marianes, and I'm from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services here in Tucson, Arizona. On behalf of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, I would like to thank you for being here and allowing us to witness your citizenship ceremony. I can assure you that no role is more important to us as an agency than to welcome new citizens during ceremonies such as this one here today. At this time, I'd like to ask all those who are currently serving or who have served in a branch of the U.S. military to please stand and remain standing so that we may take this time to thank you for your service. I can't see the shoulders, sorry. If you remain standing, I would also like to invite the spouses and family of any military members to stand so we could recognize your contribution in supporting our military. Thank you for your support. Please be seated. The Immigration and Naturalization Act requires that each candidate over the age of 14 be administered the oath of allegiance. It is my pleasure to present to you these applicants for citizenship. Each has submitted an application to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service. Each application has been reviewed by an officer of USCIS, and each has been determined to meet eligibility requirements set by law. At this time, I would like all applicants to please stand so that I may administer the oath of allegiance. And I would also like to invite family members, if you'd like to come up and maybe try and take pictures of your loved ones taking the oath. Please try not to block each other as you're taking pictures of your loved one. Okay, are you ready? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law. That I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law. And that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations. You may be seated. You may be seated. On behalf of the men and women of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, Tucson Field Office, I would like to congratulate all of you on receiving your certificate of citizenship. Your family dared to dream the dream, whether it was recently or generations ago. You are now ready to take your rightful place among all those whose similar journeys brought them to America's shores and brought them to ceremonies such as this. It is important that we all work together to shape the future of Arizona and of the United States, and realize that we have enormous responsibilities as citizens to work with others around the world to contribute and to make this country great. The spirit of pride, freedom, and strength defines our nation, where people of different backgrounds, ideologies, and countries of origin come together to enjoy the promise of freedom and democracy. We are proud of the 20 individuals who are being honored here today. They have come to us from 6 countries around the globe and symbolize the vast diversity that makes this country what it is through their contributions to our communities and culture. As you grow and set path for your future, you should be an active participant in your school, communities, and with your friends and family. As a U.S. citizen, you have earned the right to benefit from all the opportunities afforded to you in this great country, and I encourage you to take full advantage of them, whether that means opening your own business, becoming involved in something you have a passion for, or giving back to your neighborhood through public service. I challenge you to be active citizens, not spectators, but responsible citizens building a society of service and a nation of character. In the words of Walt Disney, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. I urge you to have that courage and to actively pursue your own dreams. Congratulations. Please turn your attention to the screen for a message from President Obama.
It's an honor and a privilege to call you a fellow citizen of the United States of America. This is now officially your country, your home to protect, to defend, and to serve through active and engaged citizenship. Together, we are a nation united not by any one culture or ethnicity or ideology, but by the principles of opportunity, equality, and liberty that are enshrined in our founding documents. Today marks a very special day in your life. You've traveled a long path to get here. You've sworn a solemn oath to this country, and now you have all the rights of citizenship. With the privileges of citizenship, though, come great responsibilities. And so I ask that you use your freedoms and your talents to contribute to the good of our nation and the world. Always remember that in America, no dream is impossible. Like the millions of immigrants who have come before you, you have the opportunity to enrich this country through your contributions to civic society, business, culture, and your community. You can help write the next great chapter in our American story. And together we can keep the beacon that is America burning bright for all the world to see. I am proud to welcome you as a new citizen of this country. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
At this time, I'd like Salat and Amina to come forward as they lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone please stand, face the flag as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lena. Thank you. You'll have an opportunity. Please be seated. At this time, I'd like to have some of you come up and say a couple of words of maybe what today means to you, or to say maybe thank you for mom and dad, to mom and dad because without them, you would not be here, right? So who wants to volunteer and come up? I know Salat wants to come up. Anyone else wants to come up? We need just one at least to come up, and then the rest will start coming up, I promise. Come on up. Whatever you want to say, thank you, or I'm happy, or whatever you're feeling.
God bless the USA.
Anyone else want to come up? Come on up.
Thank you, Mommy and Daddy, for taking care of me all my life, and thank you to all the Americans that have come to the United States as immigrants.
Thank you. Anyone else want to come up?
I want to say thanks to my mom and dad for bringing me here and for everything they did in my life, and my brother, and my whole family.
Anyone else want to come up? Going once?
No, I have a question. Do all those have to go? No.
Going twice? Come on, you're gonna regret it later. You're gonna say, I wish I would have gone up.
Thank you for taking care of me.
Anyone else? Are we good? We're ready for cake? Thank you for coming up and sharing with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please draw your attention to the screen one last time for a video performance of Lee Greenwood singing God Bless the USA.
Just my children and my wife.
Thank you. Great video, great song. So at this time, we're going to present the certificates to the new citizens. Each one will be receiving their certificate. What we're going to do is call them by their name, so they'll be coming up, and I'll be handing the certificate to them. So you're welcome to take pictures if you want at that time of them receiving their certificate. I'd like to call up Ms. Maria Urena, who's with USAS, who will be calling out the names.
Thank you. Salat Musaf. Omar Musaf. Amina Musaf. Maimuna Nashi. Val Tensina. Patience Clark. Ruth Clark. Justina Clark. Asmina Baru. Dewash Baru. Noinoa Jaliu. Princess Jaliu. Tarwo Jaliu. Bill Jaliu. Muammar Musa. Hussein Musa. Raha Musa. Abraham Jaliu. Jennifer Ba. And last but not least, Ria Munger.
Thank you, Ms. Maria Urena. Please take a moment to look at your certificates to make sure all your information is correct on them, okay? Your name, whether you're male or female. If you have any issues or concerns about the information in your certificate, please see one of us before leaving today. Don't leave with a certificate and think you could change it later, because it's a whole long process and we don't want you to go through that. So please see us before you leave. This concludes the official portion of your ceremony. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank the family and friends who are here today to celebrate with our new citizens. We hope that you all enjoyed the ceremony and that this day will remain in your memory forever. Special thanks to Tucson Unified School District board members, the RISP Net Steering Committee, Tucson Concert Band, and the Catalina High School for having us here today and making this day possible. Thank you and congratulations to each of you on becoming citizens today.